Lenny, thank you so much for coming on today, and we will let you tell us a little bit about what you guys do and what great information we can get out of your organization.
So because we're a small group, rather than doing the slides, because it will be a lot of information that not all of you are going to need. Let me just first find out what you all do, so that I have a sense of where I can talk about what the Business Action Center can do to help you now and in the future. So Dan, I know. So I know what Dan does. I've met Dan before. We bumped into each other in a parking lot, as a matter of fact.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. If without him, I would still probably be driving around Monmouth County. And so Phil, what is your company?
So Brilliant Environmental Services. So we do full service environmental consulting on the site remediation side. So we do the investigation, the cleanup of contaminated sites, and investigate sites. I am an LSRP, a licensed site remediation professional.
Right.
And I have 3 others on staff. I'm a staff of 10 with an office in, I'd like to say Toms River, New Jersey, but it's actually Jackson. And I have a satellite office out in Haddonfield, New Jersey. So, and we cover the entire state of New Jersey.
Got it. Thank you, Phil. Denise.
All right, I'm with the Chamber of Commerce, so I just do the marketing and communication.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mhm.
And Ms. Peck.
Hi,
Hi,
I'm Lisa.
Lisa.
I'm a business banker for Carney Bank. Let me turn off my other, I gotta mute my other thing because it's repeating. Can you hear the repeat?
Yeah, can.
Let me turn that off.
Okay, got it. Okay. And
So I'm just on here for normal, for information, learning.
Yep. Well, I have a
My
lot
clients.
to you. I
Help
have a
my
lot for all of you so far. Lisa.
Hi. I am Lisa Mazuka. I own On Your Mark Design and Graphics, and I do website design and search engine optimization for small business website. We focus on lead generation, and content marketing. So I really help them to craft content for their site that's going to answer the questions that people ask when they go to Google and search. We want to grow their business online.
Got it. Thank you. Okay, and Monique.
Hi, nice to meet you. I am the administrative assistant for the Chamber of Commerce, and I also am starting a franchise here in Toms River. So I'm hoping I'll get some information. We know the permit process is fun. My husband's started businesses in the past, so he thinks he knows it all, but I'm going to be taking notes.
Okay, great. All right. So let me just give you a little overview of what the Business Action Center is. And then I'm going to go into ways that we can help each one of your companies, so that I have now a good sense. So the New Jersey Business Action Center is a state agency. We are within the Department of State, but we have been around for over 40 years because we have been in many agencies within government, like when there was a Department of Commerce, for instance. But when they got rid of the Department of Commerce, we got moved over to the Department of State. But we continue to do the same thing, and that's advocacy. And that is advocacy for businesses, whether they are starting their business, whether they're trying to grow their business, they need money, they're having problems with other government agencies who are sending them threatening letters, who are essentially telling them that they need permits that they didn't realize they needed, who are causing all kinds of confusion for the business. And we are the agency where we have the business advocates here that help mid-sized to large businesses. And then we also have our small business advocates who help businesses, as I said, from those who are starting and looking to grow. So In order to help businesses, we have many different ways that we do that. The first way that businesses usually come into the Business Action Center, besides if you know me and I give you my cell phone number, which is a really good way to get into the Business Action Center, and I will do that, is that you essentially you can do a phone call to 1-800-JERSEY-7. And this is all going to be on the slides that Marina has that she's going to send out to everyone. But 1-800-JERSEY-7 is the way you get into our call center, where they will listen to what your problems are, and they will then get you to the right person within our agency. So they are going to try to make sure that you are helped immediately. You're not going to get a runaround. You're not going to get any kind of handoff. You're actually going to get service from someone who is going to hold your hand through your problem. So that's one way of getting into the Business Action Center. The other way is through our live chat feature, which is if you go on business.nj.gov, that is the website that we set up 5 years ago to essentially business.nj.gov to answer questions that you can search on there for navigating setting up a business. And you basically put your name and what kind of business you want, and it basically starts to print out for you and runs you through this great navigating system. Technology is awesome, of exactly what kinds of licenses you need and where you go for your licenses and what kind of registration you have to do and what kind of taxes you're going to have to pay and when you're going to pay those taxes, and everything is just right there for you on the navigator. Now, as a business, you can also go on the navigator and get all those same tools. It's very helpful to people who are starting, but it's also very helpful to people who may want more of a support system through that navigator, which is on business.nj.gov. And it's not the first thing that pops up. You know, you go on business.nj.gov and the navigator pops up. And then what pops up is a little box that says, "Hi, I'm so-and-so. Do you want to talk to me?" And you can live chat with them. They're not a bot. They're really a person who's going to interact with you on just right then in real time. And this is all available to you from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Now, my cell phone number is 609-462-6917, which is how you can reach me to ask your question. Now, most likely, because I'm the executive director, I'm going to know just a little bit about everything. So I'm going to know who in my agency is going to be able to help you. And so most likely, I'm going to say, okay, this is who I'm going to have call you back. Give me your number, and this is what we're going to do for you. And so that's how we'll take care of whatever your issue is. And what I say to everyone is, you may not need us now, but you should put us on speed dial, because someday you are going to need us. Because every day, some business that never thought they would have any interaction with government at all levels, whether it be local or state or federal, will have an interaction with government in some way, shape, or form. And so, for instance, with Phil, I can think of many ways that he would be interacting with the DEP. Right, Phil? Right, as an LSRP, he has lots of interaction with them, and there are some permits that probably drive you crazy, and the DEP is not very responsive, and they are like a huge tanker, right? They move very slowly, and it takes a lot to get an answer from them. Now, when you might have a problem, a concern, a question, or confused, you can call us, and we can help you with trying to get through to the right people for you. For instance, we had a company that did not do their air permit exactly as the DEP wanted them to do it. Didn't, just like they were off like a little smidge here. And so we went to bat for them about their air permit and about saying, look, this is the first time that this company, after all these years, has not done it the way you wanted it. So could we just give them, you know, a break here? So there is a new law that says that agencies have the right, the flexibility, shall we say, of now giving a company a chance to get it right without fining them. Nice. So we now have just like a few more tools in our toolbox because this bill has been signed into law. So before it was that an agency sort of had that flexibility, but it wasn't required by law. Now it's give them another look and see if we can give them a second chance. That's really helpful because, you know, when a business is inadvertently did something, and you can tell when it's inadvertent, that let's give them another chance. And so, Phil, I can see, you know, us being on speed dial together here when you have issues going on with in your company. So Lisa, Peck, it's Lisa, right? Right, Peck. So you said you're a banker, right? So the business advocates and also our small business advocates work with bankers all the time. They work with your loan officers. They work with your development people. We get calls from the banks all the time. Why? Because they're working with someone who has a piece of property. They may have a lot of problems and they may have a lot of permits needed. And they may have gotten into brownfields they didn't realize were there. Or there are holdups with their tax registration. Or there are all kinds of things that the business didn't realize they had. And so this is where the banker calls and says, can you help me with this? Because we want to give them a loan, but they've got, you know, all of these issues. Or this is a big one. They don't pay their unemployment taxes. Oh, that's a biggie. Can you imagine? So a company goes along, doesn't pay their unemployment taxes, then they go for a loan, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, you owe the state all this money, and there's no way we're going to do this because you have to be tax compliant in order to be able to get that loan, right? So we will look to help that company with the Department of Labor, who's another tanker. A lot of tankers in the water here. A lot of agencies are like this. Why? Because they've been doing what they do the same way every single day. And we are a little more nimble, think a little more outside the box, because we're advocates for business. So I always like to say that people in the departments are regulators. That's what they do. They have mindset of being regulators. So you're supposed to do it this way. They regulate you to make sure you do it this way. On the other hand, we are the advocate for business. We don't think that way. We think, how can we help the business with this situation that was an inadvertent problem that they got themselves into? Now, we're not going to help a business where we see that they were intentionally doing something wrong. We're just not. And we're going to let them know. We don't think that this is something, no, you're going to have to fix this. You need a lawyer. And we tell them, we're honest with them. But for bankers, we are a great resource. And as a matter of fact, we had a meeting with all of the bank loan officers for Bank of America, for instance, where we got all of them together and we talked to them about exactly how we could help them with their clients. And you don't even have to tell them where you got the help. You know, we don't care. We just want to help. That's all. So now Lisa, you're in the internet presence world. So we actually work a lot with small businesses who are always struggling to find the right companies to work with to help them with their internet presence. And are you aware of the New Jersey Economic Development Authority put out an RFP to hire like 7 companies like yourselves to essentially have contracts with them to help businesses who come to the EDA for help with what it is that you do. Were you aware of that?
I was not.
Ah, okay. Well, that is something that the EDA just did to help with companies. And you may want to look that up on the EDA website. So just put in NJEDA and go to, small business, and all their programs will be there.
To
And
be put on a list as a preferred vendor or as a recommended?
well, that's what they did. They put together a list of preferred vendors.
Okay.
But you may want to be in touch with the EDA to say that if you're going to expand your list from the list you have now, and I'd be interested in when you do that, because right now they have closed it, but this way you could be like next in line to get on their list when they do their RFP again, request for proposal.
Okay. That's
Okay.
interesting. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So yes, paying attention to the EDA is a great way, the Economic Development Authority, because they do these little programs. So you should look at that. The other thing to think about is, have you ever worked with the small business development centers?
I don't know that I have.
Okay. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay. I'm here to tell you and how you can work with them. So the small business development centers are all over the state, and they are connected to the SBA, which is the Small Business Administration, which is a federal program. And the federal program funds the small business development centers, which are located in like 12 centers across the state, and they work with consultants to help advise the small businesses that come to them with concerns and issues. And one of the things they come to them for is consulting to help them with setting up an internet presence and doing the things you do. And they hire consultants all the time. And they hire consultants like you, who are small businesses, to work with them to help their companies. And you get an hourly rate from them. I'm not sure how much it is. It's probably not going to, help you buy your next house, but it is certainly a way of getting to know lots more businesses who potentially could become clients.
Excellent.
So I will send the information. I will, let's see. I will send that information about the SBDC and where you can, actually, probably I'll put that in the chat when I have a moment. But to do that, it's Kelly Brosnia, and I'll put all that in there. Kelly is the head of the SBDC statewide, and she's the person who hires the consultants who work on internet presence. So I will want to introduce the two of you.
Okay.
So that you can talk to her about your company and how you'd like to be one of her consultants.
Super. Thank you.
You're welcome. So check out the EDA for future and Kelly Brosnia for now. With the
From the SBDC.
Small Business Development Centers.
Okay.
So I will, you know what? Could you just put your email in the chat? Did you put your email in the chat already?
Just my cell phone number, but I'll put my email.
No, put your email, and then I will email you and connect you to Kelly. Okay. Great.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. That's really perfect. Okay. So let's see. Who did I miss? Dan. Okay, Dan. Now, Now, Dan, I'm thinking, all right, so how am I going to be able to help you, Dan?
So last time we talked, I was a representative of Western, still am a representative of Western. However, I'm really strongly considering starting my own company. I already have my own LLC, working on getting my licenses renewed, but I'm really contemplating doing my own pest control home services company.
Got
So that's why I want to jump on the call today and pick your brain a little
We
bit more.
are here for you, Dan. Okay, so perfect. So Don Newman, who is our small business advocate, who, if he got hit by a bus, I would throw myself under the same bus because of the fact that he is like, he's brilliant and he knows everything there is to know about small business. And I keep saying to him, I gotta find someone to make sure that like they're, coming up in the ranks, because Don is getting up there and so am I, but I need somebody, but he is brilliant. So I'm gonna put you in touch with him. So Dan,
Thanks.
put your email in there for me in the chat. So I'm going to connect you to him. So what Don Newman's going to be able to do is he's going to walk you through about setting up your business. Do you have your business plan?
It's really just a thought right now. I just, tired of working for the man. I want to make my own millions.
Okay, so the first thing he's going to tell you is put together a business plan. You're
Okay.
going to need one because you need to figure out over a period of like 3 to 5 years how much money you're going to need, what your marketing is going to be, how much that's going to cost you, how you're going to get your customers, how many you think you can service just by yourself, when you might need to then hire. You need a plan. You need a plan.
Okay.
Plan your work your plan.
All right.
So that'll be the first thing he'll say. So I've already told you what he's going to tell you.
All right.
And then, let's see, so you've already decided to be an LLC. So,
And there are business plan templates online that you can use to get started, correct?
yes, there's a
Thank you,
business
Lisa.
plan template at business.nj.gov.
All
Ta-da!
right.
So you can go there and use the business plan template to put that together. And then you're probably going to want funding of some sort, unless you are
absolutely.
there now and you already, can fund your own business. But he's going to talk to you about some of the monies that are available, like from the CDFIs, which are the local community development fund organizations that can help fund small businesses to get them started. Because you're not in business yet, you're not ready for a bank loan. That's just not going to happen.
No.
So you're going to have to get funding from other options, which he can introduce you to.
Okay.
And so we're going to put you in touch with Don.
Awesome. Thank you.
So yeah. So wait a minute. I'm just gonna. Did you put your email in here? Did you?
I did. Yes.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm just gonna copy that. Wait a second. I'm doing my. Hold on. I'm just copying my emails in there. Okay, so where is Dan? Okay. Phil, Lisa, Dan. Oh, there you are, Dan. Okay. You want me to send it to Western Pet? That's okay. Copy.
I'll put it in my personal.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
There it is.
Okay, there we go. All right, so okay, all right, there we go. So I'll introduce you to Don.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Okay. Let me just
Starting to feel like fate that we ran into each other in that parking lot.
I think it is. Absolutely. See, it's karma. I always say it's karma. That was definitely a great day. Okay, so who have I missed? Did I miss anybody? Did I get everyone?
Monique is looking into start a franchise.
Okay, Monique.
Yes.
All right. Hi there. Okay,
Hi.
so Remind me, Monique, what you do again?
We're starting a franchise in Tom's River. We purchased Tom's River and Brick for Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Okay, got it. All right, thank you. So that's Don Newman again. So Don Newman knows franchising very, very well and understands the ins and outs of franchising, and to make sure that you do not get caught in any of the some of the problems that franchisees run into with all the rules of the franchise. So I'm going to connect you with him also so that you can ask all your questions of him, because I know very little about franchises, but I do know that Don knows.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I need your email also, and I will connect you also with Don. So that will be good. Okay, hold on. Let me just see what's going on in the chat here. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right, where? Okay, my Lisa. All right, did you put it in the chat?
Yeah, it's the
You did?
ME5. I still use AOL.
No, I know. I'm just seeing why I don't see it.
You sent it to me, Monique.
Oh, why did it do that?
Okay. Because you
Hold
like
on.
film.
I do like film.
You need to do it to everyone, right?
Yeah, let's see here. How do I do it?
So those tropical smoothie
Yeah, we're excited.
franchises are very tasty. I've been to one of them.
Oh yeah, where were you at?
Here in Mercer County, there's one.
Okay, there is one up there. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, there you are. Okay. In Monmouth County, and it's like in Hamilton.
Yeah, in Hamilton. Yep. And then one just opened up in Freehold.
Yep.
We just signed our lease for next to Sweat 440 and what else is in there? Michael's off of Hooper. So
Nothing
gonna
but
all
cakes.
buy smoothies. There.
And I'll tell you, that's a great shopping center. That shopping center has completely turned around in Tom's River since they
Completely.
put the left turn lane in.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a good spot. So we're hoping that the town likes tropical smoothies.
Well, they sell all year round. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just a summertime thing, which
Yeah.
is just nice. Unlike like Rita's, for instance, which closes.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's an all year round.
Hopefully,
be-
Monique, you'll get all the traffic coming out of the gym.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. That's
Yep.
for it to be
Protein
there.
smoothies.
Or the dry bar or the massage place. Good place to be.
Or
Yeah.
nothing but
Yeah.
cakes.
Cool in there too.
Okay. That's good. Okay, so anybody else have any other questions that you can think of?
So Melody, I have a question. So if you talked about interaction with DEP, which I think is great. How about if how do you put it? If you're having issues with an agency like DEP, but it has to do with interpretation of regulations or guidance.
Okay, so we can help with trying to talk with the agency about what your interpretation is, what their interpretation is, and then at some point, it may really be that you need a lawyer, and we'll be able to help make that determination based on how intransient they are. You may need a lawyer because of the fact that you may have to sue them, and that's what a lot of people will do. They will sue them based on the interpretation. But you could have different interpretations based on the administration and who's in that job, which is what happens. So it's like, well, here I am, with the Christie administration, and their interpretation is one way because DEP, he basically eviscerated it. But then with the Murphy administration, it'll be that, oh, no, we're much more rigorous in our interpretation. So it's got to be someplace in the middle. So we can take a look at it.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Anybody have any other questions?
Melanie, I've recently become involved with a nonprofit organization here in Ocean County called A Need We Feed, and they are currently working with the New Jersey Sustain and Serve grant, but they are also kind of keeping their eyes open and looking for information about additional grants in case Sustain and Serve goes away or things change with that grant. Would you be able to have any resources that I could pass along to the board of that organization to keep their eye on the ball as far as the next place they might be able to look for funding?
So do you work with the nonprofit association now? There's a nonprofit association.
I don't, not yet. This is all very new for me joining that organization. So I'm not sure of the avenues to take, and they would be more the people involved with dealing with that grant now that they're currently using the Sustain and Serve. They're so much more familiar with all of this, but I just know that they are kind of looking for additional options.
So I know I hate to be a broken record, but Don Newman,
Okay.
we have actually 46 people, but Don Newman is the expert on so much of this. Whereas for Phil, it would be Steve Milgram, who actually works with DEP for you, Phil. But Don Newman, and I can, talk to him also about that. I'll put that in the email, is the person who handles all the nonprofit questions. So he could probably talk to them about the other options that they might have by working together with the nonprofit association that has a whole, I think, section on their website even about available grants. So sometimes it's just, digging a little bit to find things. So I'll make a note here for Lisa.
Great.
It's also about nonprofits.
And Melanie, if you want to give anything to me, I'm going to send them the slides, and just if they want to go more details through the slides,
Yeah.
I'll be more than happy to share it with
Yeah, please share the slides.
with
And you
everything.
can
And
feel free to share the slides with all of your members.
Yeah.
And essentially, letting them know that if anybody has any questions based on, because that it goes into detail into everything that we do. But for this group, I thought it was important just to dig into what it is that you are interested in.
you gave us one-to-one personal guidance today, so we're
Yes,
really
thank you.
appreciative.
Oh, you're very welcome. That is what we do, because everyone has a different angle of what they need, every single person.
I'm keeping your cell number on me, so.
Okay, yes, just give me a call. Everyone does. They approach business a little differently. What their needs are. So we're really happy to help. And for most of everyone here, Don Newman's the person. Now for Lisa Peck, we would probably bring in more of our business advocates who would help with a lot of the bigger loan customers that you have, who work with towns to get permitting taken care of, and who are the experts when it comes to the DEP and the DOT. The DOT can really be a problem too for some businesses as they're expanding, for instance. They get a lot of problems with the local planning board, and we will, yes, the local planning board, those lovely people who oh yes, but we will become involved with the local planning board because we know that that's where a lot of the aggravation is. So
Planning board.
anyway, any other questions?
I actually have a client in Pemberton that is having trouble with, I guess they just changed mirrors or something, and there's some issues with expanding their business.
That is very common, especially if you change mayors and it's changing parties.
Mhm,
Yes, that will absolutely tie you up.
mhm.
Ooh, big time.
So I might have my client get in touch with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome. Okay. All right. Anybody have anything else? I'm good. If
If
you're,
not,
you know how to find me. I'm gonna now send out these emails and get Don to, on the stick to talk with all of you, and help each one of you. I'm gonna send them individually though, so that he knows each one of your issues.
Great.
Okay.
Melanie, thank you so much today for your time and.
Thank you very much.
Information.
Yes,
We
thank
really
you.
Oh.
appreciate it.
You're very welcome. This is what we do, and I really love it. You know, I always tell the Secretary of State that she's, you know, Tahisha Way is our boss with the Secretary of State, and I always tell her, I said, I love my job, and I love my job because of the fact I get to help people.
We get to help.
I do, and it doesn't get any better than this. It just doesn't.
Great.
So,
If you need anything from the chamber, please feel free to reach out to us.
well, thank you. And if, as you know, where to find me. If you need anything, let me know.
Reach out. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
And
Thanks.
thank you, everyone.
Thank